contrary to what a lot of organizations say, reactor-grade plutonium can be used to make very serviceable nuclear weapons. I could design a very capable atom bomb using reactor-grade plutonium. And there are large stockpiles of this stuff in a number of non-nuclear weapon states. For instance, Japan, that has 11 metric tons of reactor-grade plutonium in country and another 36 metric tons in storage in France. And Japan is a very, very capable technological state. They could probably, if they wanted to, they could make more than 1,000 nuclear weapons out of what they have in country. And so this is a powerful latent capability, and it very much affects safeguards policy. This makes mixed oxide fuels become a proliferation source. And in general, nuclear electric expended fuels become a proliferation source. Now, misinformation, or perhaps even disinformation here, is rampant. And I won't read all of these paragraphs, but from the World Nuclear Organization, the last line here, Pu-240 is, and it would make it hazardous to bomb makers, not true, as well as probably unreliable and unpredictable, not true. Typical reactor-grade plutonium recovered from reprocessing used power reactor fuel has about 1/3 non-fissile isotopes, not true. I mean, it's remarkable how this stuff is simply not true, and these people know it, I believe. From Wikipedia, assuming the non-trivial issue of dealing with the heat generation from the higher content of non-weapons usable 238 that is present, it could be overcome, as the premature initiation from the spontaneous fission of 240 would ensure a low explosive yield in such a device, with the surmounting of both issues being described as daunting hurdles for a Fat Man era implosion design. Nonsense, simple nonsense. And this really annoys me. From Japanese industry, the Council for the Nuclear Fuel Cycle, the advocacy that nuclear weapons can be made from plutonium extracted from electricity generating power reactors would be too innocent a notion. And it would be a shame to take advantage of such oversimplified non-nuclear logic and use it as a political agenda. We must end this kind of nonsense. The problem here is that the truth, which I will follow with, and the little red stars will indicate where I think the truth lies, is inconvenient for these people. So let me quote from the US Department of Energy publication entitled Non-Proliferation and Arms Control Assessment of Weapons Usable Fissile Material Storage and Excess Plutonium Disposition Alternatives, an incredibly awkward title, which you can find online at OSTI. A potential proliferating state or subnational group using designs and technologies no more sophisticated than those used in first generation nuclear weapons, read that as Fat Man, could build a nuclear weapon from reactor-grade plutonium that would have an assured, reliable yield of 1 or a few kilotons, read that as the minimum yield, and a most probable yield significantly higher than that. And I'm not allowed to say what the most probable yield is, but it's significantly higher than what is quoted here. Now, an advanced nuclear weapon state, read the United States, Russia, England, France, China, I would guess even Japan as a non-nuclear weapon state, using modern design, and as Henry pointed out with Project Paperclip, figuring out modern design is not that hard, could produce a weapon from reactor-grade plutonium having a reliable explosive yield, weight, and other characteristics generally comparable to those of weapons made from weapons-grade plutonium. So let me define some terms first, and the engineers can sit back for a while here. So what is fission? Fission occurs when an atom of fissionable material, say 235 or plutonium-239, absorbs a neutron, becomes unstable, and shakes itself into two smaller atoms, and in the process emits 2 to 3 energetic neutrons. So then a chain reaction is a self-sustaining sequence of these fission reactions that is caused by those additional neutrons that get emitted in a fission reaction. So you see a cartoon of a chain reaction down below. Now, a critical mass is the smallest amount of fissionable material that you need to sustain a chain reaction. So think of this as the smallest piece of, say, plutonium that will have this expanding chain reaction and create more neutrons than it loses through its surface as the process goes on. And so the chain reaction continues.